But here we're actually going to have a little playthrough. So starting on the left this time, we're going to look at the Strymon Flint. Since I last looked at this pedal, there's now version 2. There's now a version 2 of the Strymon Flint. God bless it. And yeah, they've tweaked it a bit. They've made the actual buffer in it, or the actual through sound in it, better. Just everything's better, more processing power. But this, you can pick the version 1s up. They're quite common at reasonable prices, and I suggest you do so if you can't afford the version 2. It's, to me, I still think it's the best trem reverb pedal out there. So I have done a video of this Flint here. I've done videos of the Deep Blue delay, the chorus, TC Electronic, Truetone, and the Ratsbane. There's 2 I haven't done, but you can go and look at those for more detail. I'm just going to go through some sounds now. So I'll stop waffling, and here we go. I'm using a Suhr HSS Strat. I'm not going to go through millions of sounds. I've done that in my video of it. But just how I think what we'll do here, we'll just look at how I set stuff. The reverb. I'll turn the tram off a second. Bridge pickup. Put a bit of grind in that. Fantastic pedal. I don't think we need to talk too much more about it. It's all over stuff on the arm again, and I just, it's between that and the Harmonious Monk, but this has the reverb, so yeah, it gets the nod. Next up, Mad Professor Deep Blue delay. Now, again, this is a delay that's been designed that you can use it in front of an amp, and by that I mean you don't necessarily need to put this in the loop. It'll actually go in front of a driven sound amp. It's been designed that way, the way it sits in the mix and the sound, and I've really come to love this pedal more and more. It's not an analog delay, pardon me, it's not an analog delay, it is a digital delay, but it doesn't really use a lot of juice. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive. It's kind of in between price, but it's quality. You're getting quality here in a very simple layout. So just have a little bit of it. Still got the Truetone on there. Now I'll put some ganache on it, and you still see it takes it. It will take it. Absolutely superb. Highly recommend that if you're looking for a very simple delay. The way it's been designed, it doesn't sound as pristine as some digital delays, and I actually quite like that. It's almost like a hybrid between an analog and a digital delay. I love that pedal, it's great. Right, another pedal that you can go on my channel and look at a review of this. This is quite a new addition. It bumped the Ripley fall off, the Jam Ripley fall off the board. They're very close, but I like the fact this has got flanger mode in it. So the flanger mode to me is, you know, it's a lovely thing to have. Well, anyway, this is how I use this pedal. It's set up how I use it. Again, if you want to see more details on it, look at my review of it on my channel. So basically, you've got a chorus, you've got a pitch mod and a flanger, all via this toggle switch here. Beautiful. It gives you 3 sounds you can change during gig or whatever, recording session. All you need to do, bend down and flick your toggle, and you've got 3 different sounds. Brilliant stuff. See that with a bit of the deep blue on it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Let's go into the pitch mod sound for a second. I may put a bit of reverb from the Flint on. Slight vibrato to that sound. It's absolutely gorgeous, very useful. Flanger mode. Notice I've not changed any of the knobs on it. I've just kept the knobs how I like setting them. I just changed that toggle. Various effects. So let's have a look at it. Absolutely great. So that's the TC Electronic SCF stereo chorus flanger pedal. Brilliant stuff. Right, on to the Protein now. This has been one of my most watched pedal demo vids, this one. Surprised me a bit. I mean, I ummed and ahed about this pedal. If you watch the video, you can see that I'm talking about, is it worth the hype and all that. That was back last spring and last winter 2022, so I've used it a lot since then, and it did have a little temporary time off the board while I tried something else out, but I just couldn't live without it. I just couldn't live without this pedal. Again, I'm going to stick my neck out like the Greer Lightspeed. This is a future-proof classic. It's one of the best dual drive pedals ever built. I've set it up in a kind of slightly, I hate to use the word unique, but probably not as the manufacturers intended it. The blue side, is that picking it up? I'm hoping that's being picked up by the camera. The blue side is the Blues Breaker kind of clone, if you will. I've tried other Blues Breakers pedals out recently. This was the first time I ever got. That's just the dog scratching himself, by the way. You alright there, Buzz? I tried other Blues Breaker pedals out this year after getting this, and you'll hear another one based on that soon. And this has got a much more sort of glassier, almost sort of JTM 45, early JTM 45 Marshall sound to it. Still got the reverb on the Flint. Take that out. So I'm on the bridge pickup of the Suhr Strat. Switch it off. So it gives some real beef. What I also like is you can roll down the guitar volume slightly out of tune, apologies. So I'll put a bit of chorus on with it. Turn it off. So it's still clean, but it sounds, it gives it a bit more output, a bit more beef, a bit more body on cleaner sounds. Sort of funk sound. Switch it off. Fantastic, love it, can't live without it. Green side is based on the Nobles, the Nashville overdrive pedal, if you will. Having heard of the Nobles and pedals and that, it doesn't really sound like them, to be honest. But what I like, what Browne have done with it. So this is kind of my like heavy rock tone. I'm going into a DP40 Victory amp, which is like, I've got it set like a Marshall JTM 45 with the mid kick and the voice 2 on it. So it's more British sounding. It's not the scooped Fender sound you can get out of these amps. And this gives me like a big rock tone. So let's get it going on. We'll get on the bridge pickup. It really comes alive when you stack them. Neck pickup. Fantastic. Browne Protein, one of the best overdrive, dual overdrives ever built, in my opinion. Is it worth the money? Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm sticking my neck out there. I think it is. Some people have said, I've had some comments on one or two comments on it, on my vid on it, and all I can say is that first impressions, you might not think, oh, what is about this pedal? But if you hunt around and experiment, you will find the sounds in there that you want. But you do have to kind of hunt around, look around for them, but they're there. Right, okay, onto my newest, oh, it's got a scratch on it already, that thing. Onto my newest pedal, the MXR Custom Shop Duke of Tone. A lot of hype about this one. It's basically, some people say, oh, it's a Prince of Tone. Some people say it's half a King of Tone. They sound like the same thing to me, but I think what MXR and Analog Man have done with this pedal is they put this toggle switch on the top, and it gives it a lot of versatility. You can get a flavour of a King of Tone out of this with the toggle. Just you can easily switch it around and move it around. I'm going to review this pedal soon, and I'll just give you a quick demo of it here. But if you're unfamiliar with it, it's got a volume, drive and tone on it, and then you've got a three-way toggle, overdrive, boost, distortion. Very simple. So on some King of Tones, there was like dip switches underneath the pedal, could change for different modes and sounds. Here you've got them on top, so it's great. So clean sound. Duke of Tone. Fantastic. Neck pickup. Very rich. I should add, I've got it in the overdrive mode here. That's how I like it, so I've set it. I'm not going to say too much more about it. I'll do that in my actual proper demo of it, but the boost is significantly louder. That's boost. It's overdrive, and then you've got distortion. But the boost is significantly louder. Basically, I've just got the drive and the tone at midnight and the volume flat out in the overdrive sim. That's how I like it. We'll move on now. The Ratsbane. Ah, yes. Again, you can see my video demo of that. Dog's still scratching away there. Of the Ratsbane. This pedal has surprised me. Now, it's based on a Proco Rat. A pedal never in a million years, in my wildest dreams, I'd ever thought I could use or want to use. But this has got a few tricks up its sleeve with these toggles here. As I say, I've explained it more in my actual vid on it, but so I'm not going to go too much into that now. Except you can get the standard Proco Rat sound out of it, or you can tweak it. Now I've tweaked it. I've been finding I've been doing like covers of like some of the 80s metal stuff and that, and I found this absolutely brilliant for it. It's got a really thick, broad, dynamic sound, loads of sustain in it. So I'm trying to emulate, say, old hot rodded Marshall JCM 800s in this room. You know, I could only go to certain volumes in here. Obviously, got neighbours and all that. But this can get me in the ballpark of some pretty mean, badass sounds. Now, I've put it in the loop of this pedal, which I'll talk about in a second. It's got an effects loop, which is designed for fuzzies mainly, where, you know, buffers are a bit fuzzy. But I just thought I'd stick it in this loop there, take it out in the main chain. Not that it's a noisy pedal, I just thought it's just less pedals to go through the main section of it. So that's why it's permanently on. And this mystery device, which I'll talk about in a second, if you I've got this, I'll just go clean sound, and I'll switch that on. It engages, well, switch it off, I suppose, really. It engages the loop. So fantastic, I love it. Now, normally I would have the I've still got it out from the first section of this video. Normally that would be in the loop there, the fuzz, but depends what music I'm doing, or depends what I want to emulate or my mood. So at the moment the Ratsbane's in. If it wasn't, it would be this the FZ1W by Boss. But, very clever, this loop, very useful. Which of course brings us on to what the flip this thing is. This is called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's called the Euna 29. No, sorry, beg your pardon. The Euna pedal by 29 pedals. Euna Elite Unity Amp is what it's called. Here's the box for it. It says believable on there. I don't know what that is alluding to, but it does work very, very well. So yeah, he's kind of believable. So what we've got, it's like a buffer basically, but it isn't a buffer. According to the designer, it's not actually technically a buffer, but it works like a buffer, if you will. So yeah, it just enhances the whole sound. It just, if I switch the Ratsbane off there, so there's nothing in the loop, we can hear now the pedals off, we're hearing everything now. That's what this rig would sound like without this on. So when I push it on, fantastic. It's an absolutely amazing thing. The elephant in the room is this ain't cheap. It's expensive, and I thought I was losing my absolute goddamn mind when I bought it. But I'm doing more and more recording. I'm doing more and more stuff in the room, recording here too, and it just enhances the whole sound so much. You know, especially at lower volumes, it gives you a bit of crystal clarity, and it's become indispensable. I think anybody who's used this has gone wow. But I will admit, I think it is massively expensive, and for many people it's be a total luxury. But I treat it as a pedal in itself. You've got these little toggles here. Again, I'm going to do a proper review of this pedal, so I'm just going to briefly go through what these are. But you can enhance the lows, enhance the brightness, and then you've got like harmonics. A lot of people just are quite happy with the harmonics on. Take the harmonic off. Take the pedal off. Put the pedal on without any tone shifting. Put the harmonic switch on. I'm thinking if you're going to have like some expensive pedals on your board, long cable runs and all the rest of it, and you're not going to put a decent kind of buffer in front, and there are some other buffers around. The Polytune buffer in the TC Electronic, their mini tune, the Polytune 3, that's got a decent buffer in it, but it's not anywhere near the level of this. But that's a budget way of doing it. It has an option. You can either go bypass with it, or you can put this buffer in. So, you know, there are cheaper ways of doing it, but this is like the Rolls Royce of it. And yeah, I'm ashamed to say I pulled the trigger on it. I couldn't really afford it, but my God, it is absolutely brilliant. It just makes such a difference, and it just makes, you can just have as long a pedal chain as you want, you know, and it's just going to sound great, like, you know. So yeah, it's, yeah, what can I say? It's an indulgence, but my God, it is one of the best things I've ever bought for guitar pedals and rigs and that. I haven't had a chance to play it really loud yet, but it sounds cool at sort of low level rehearsal sort of noise level. So yeah, that's the Euna by 29 Pedals, and that concludes this. So thank you for watching. I know it's been a bit of a long one, but I just wanted to sum up what I've been using pedal wise this year, and hope you get something out of it, really. See if there's anything I've mentioned that you're interested in, and don't forget to check out my actual demos of these things on my channel as well. So just remains me to say, stay well, keep well, and I'll see you all later. Bye guys.